Okay, and we're back. And so now, from this point on, we're going to talk about a lot of details from this anime that we loved. And so it's going to be spoiler heavy.
Oh, yeah.
So again, if you missed skipping this part, now is your chance. Okay, so we're going to talk about the first detail or story. And I really want to talk about a specific storyline. It's like one of my favorites. I think I'll save it for later.
Okay. You want to start with easy? Who's your favorite character and why?
Violet.
Who's your, other than Violet, I guess, who's your favorite character?
I think I really like Hodgkins. I think I really appreciate how his attitude and personality with everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of people think he's a bit of an asshole, maybe, just because he can be insensitive to women. But I think it was made really good. He's very, well, he looks very like somebody that came from war, and so he looks like this strong, tall man. And he was the lieutenant from their army back in the war. Or wait, hold on. I think
he just got promoted in that last battle.
Yeah, he was a former lieutenant of the army. Okay. So he's also the president of the CH company, postal company, which is where the current storyline is at. But prior to that, he was a lieutenant. And so he's one of the higher people. And he was best friends with Gilbert. They were good friends. And I feel like what he was before in the war, the little timeline that they showed about him, he's pretty much the same as when post-war, with a little, I guess like a thorned rose. He's not really showing what he feels emotionally. The sad parts of, Gilbert dying. He didn't show much emotion. We all know that it broke his heart, but he wanted to act strong. I guess for himself and for Violet. I think he wanted to show Violet that they're all the same. They experienced the same thing in the war, and they're all broken from Gilbert and just from the war in general. But he wanted to be that kind of like an older brother figure, and he wanted to help Violet to be as independent as she can be. So,
do you think he did the right thing by lying to her then?
I mean, if I put my own feet in his shoes, I feel like I would have done the same thing too. Cuz I feel like at that time it was such a sensitive time, and maybe the way he was thinking is I'll tell her later but not too late. But he ended up telling her. I mean, he didn't even tell her. He just discovered. She just heard it from the old lady. I think the Evergarden lady. But I feel like I would have told Violet a bit sooner. Just maybe not at the time that I first meet Violet. Since the war. Because she's still healing. She might do something reckless. She was still physically healing. I don't think I would want her to be hurt, which I feel like what Hodgkins was thinking.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But
he didn't tell her soon enough, and then she found out.
That's what I was saying.
Not from him. Yeah. And I think it made it a lot worse than it would have been. Yeah,
that's what I was saying. But I feel like he just got really deep into keeping it a secret that he couldn't find a perfect time to tell her. Yeah. But but I get where he's coming from though.
Yeah.
But why would you have told Violet as soon as you see her?
Yeah, but I'm not a good person.
And you were terrible.
I would have been like Dietfried.
Died.
Huh?
Dietfried is dead.
No, he didn't. Dietfried is a brother.
Yeah, Dietfried is a brother. Not Dietfried. Oh, you would have been like Dietfried.
Is that how do you say his name? Dietfried? Dietfried?
That's how I read it.
Dietfried?
Dietfried. Deep fried.
Deep fried. Dietfried. Anyway, I would have been.
Steven Gilbert's dead.
Yeah, but that goes to answer the question too. He's my favorite character, other than Violet. Dietfried.
Why?
Just because you could tell that he's put on a show and being like an asshole on purpose.
Yeah.
But he really did care about his little brother.
Yeah.
And also about Violet in a weird way. But he just.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, I don't know about that now. Like, if he really cared about Violet?
Well, that's what I said in a weird way. Like, he didn't, like, care for her the same way Gilbert did. But I think he sees Gilbert's... What is it?
What
It's, like, part of Gilbert's legacy in Violet.
Okay.
Like, he put all this work into her. So it's almost like Gilbert's child. That's who it is.
Don't say it like that.
I know, but it's weird.
Don't say it like that.
Or, I guess, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I get what you're saying, though. Okay.
But he sees, like, the remains of his brother still living on in Violet.
Yeah, I get it.
And you could see that he still had compassion by bringing Violet to their mother and having to meet her for her to get the closure.
That was, like, later on.
That was, like, the last episode.
Yeah. This was when they had a little more of bonding by fighting together in that train.
Yeah, they saved each other's lives.
And he really saw how Violet really loved Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
And she would do like almost anything. Even Gilbert's already dead, and she would still do anything for Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
Or for Gilbert's name, I guess. And I guess he saw how Violet really truly cared about Gilbert. And that's one thing that they share in common is Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's when he really opened up his eyes, and I feel like that's when he realized he needs to do something for Violet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he brought Violet to the mansion.
Yeah.
To the mother.
And that was one of my favorite scenes in the whole show too. That part.
Yeah.
Because that's when she started.
Me too. It broke my heart when she went into that mansion and the mother. Well, when Dietfried came in first and she asked where's Gilbert, I was like, oh my god. It tore my heart. And he did mention that she had dementia, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And so she probably thinks that, he's still alive somewhere, whatever. But when Violet came in, the mother, it's like they just connected instantly. And I don't think Violet ever saw the mother before. Or I don't think they ever met before. This is the first time. And so they knew. The mother knew, and so they just connected. So I think it was one of the good episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Okay. What else do you have?
What do you mean?
What other favorite episodes or parts that you like?
We can talk about episode 3 is when it gets good. Like that's when the story really makes a change in what's going on. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but episode 3 is the one we want you to get to start watching. So when it gets good, it's that's when she goes to that school. I think it's when she goes to the school, right?
Yeah, I think so. And
she meets this girl there.
I don't remember exactly the episode, but I know it's one of the first episodes.
And then, I think it's the third one.
Yeah.
And then this girl's brother is like a veteran from the war, but he's blaming himself because he couldn't protect his parents because they were in a city that got attacked and they never found the bodies or anything. So they're most likely dead, but he's blaming himself for that, and he's become a alcoholic, and he's not working or anything, and he's just in a bad state.
Yeah, he's a bum.
Yeah,
basically.
And his sister's trying to take care of him and show him she still cares about him, but she's not able to convey those feelings to him. And that's the first time that Violet writes a real letter that the message gets across to. And like when he it's such a good movie.
You okay?
Anyway,
buddy?
it's so simple. He's crying too.
This is like
You finish it.
okay. So I feel like this is the first exposure of love to Violet. This is a different kind of love. This is a sibling love, but I feel like this is the first exposure of love to Violet, and so Violet learns here that I mean, it's not exact same love as Gilbert, but she kind of learns here that there's different kinds of love out there, and this is a sibling love. And she was able to see how much the girl, I think her name's Luculia. She sees how much she loves her brother, and she actually saw her brother's situation firsthand. And so it's not like she knows nothing about the brother. And she helped the brother actually realize how much the sister loves him so much. She's the one who made him realize. She's the one who made the brother cry. You know, it's like a kind of like a relief cry, and regret cry, and apology cry. You know, that everything that he's done to the sister. And then eventually they make up. They go to this. When they were kids, they used to go to this tower, bell tower. But they stopped, you know, when all their family situation came about. But at the end, they both, you know, they went back up to that bell tower, and they saw the sun, and it's like all happy and bright, and they realize how much they love each other, and how much they both care for each other.
Yeah.
And Violet was a big part of that, you know, fixing that family problem.
And that was like her first step to. Excuse me.
She didn't fully understand yet, you know, what exactly she helped with, but she knows that Luculia's happy, brother's okay now. You know, she didn't realize that she's the one who did all that.
Yeah.
You good now?
No, kind of.
Okay. And what's the other favorite?
There's a bunch, like a lot of those. There's a lot of moments like that in the whole show. The other one, I like the one with the writer where his daughter had died and he's trying to finish the story.
Oh, yeah.
That one was really good.
That was painful
And
too.
it happened to turn out Violet looks like the daughter, like she's blonde. And
blonde hair, I think blue eyes.
she would have been the same age as Violet if she were alive.
Oh, yeah.
And she had, I don't know if it told us what she had, but she was sick. And she ended up dying from a sickness, and the mother had died
from the sickness.
Was it a sickness too? I can't remember.
I think so. I feel like the daughter got whatever illness the mother had.
Yeah.
I feel like.
So it's just the dad all alone.
Yeah, in this big house.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just
with all the
grumpy
memories, yeah. He's an alcoholic too, and he hides these random alcohol in the cabinets. I don't know why, but anyway. So, what's your favorite part in that episode?
God. Is at the end where she, because Violet starts helping him with the story of how it's gonna end, and then he asks her how's she gonna get home. Well, he doesn't know how the character would get home, and then Violet says, "Why don't she just get the umbrella and flies back home with the wind or whatever?"
Yeah. Okay. Keep going. Okay, so she does that. She's holding the umbrella, and then the father or the writer, he was like, I think he said, "No, it's okay."
But he had mentioned before that that's how. Didn't he say that's how the daughter would come back or something? I think the daughter always wanted to fly on the.
Yeah, wanted to. Yeah.
Fly. I can't remember how she said it.
Or maybe like walk on the water. I
walk
think.
on the water.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah. And so Violet did it. So she goes across the pond, and then she starts kind of like bolting, and then she runs really fast, and she jumped really high, and she jumped really far, and then from that moment that she was in the air, it's so beautiful. The writer was looking at Violet, And then he remembers everything about her daughter, about his daughter, remembers why he's doing what he's doing. And then you can just see in his eyes, like...
Painful.
It was pain, but also it was kind of like this big relief, and like a big rock from his shoulder is just out, you know? It's just... He just looks so relieved, and he's watching Violet, and he sees his daughter doing that exact same thing. And you know that from that moment on, he knows exactly what the ending of the story of his play is going to be. Mm-hmm. When Violet lands on the water, she truly tried her best. She was like, was that good enough? Mm-hmm. You know? And then he was like, it's perfect. He's like, it's everything. It's everything that he imagined it to be. Why aren't you talking? You good there, buddy?
I like that one.
Okay, so that part
I can't
happened.
even talk about the show.
Oh my God. Okay, so that's one of your favorites. That's one of my favorites too.
It was all good.
I think it's beautiful. Okay, so what now? I just keep saying beautiful because it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
So what's your other favorite part? Because so far, your favorite has been my favorite too.
Yeah. I did also like the flashback episodes.
Oh, yeah.
That's because I think it's that same episode when Violet gets home that she finds out that Gilbert's actually dead. That's when she goes crazy trying to look for him. And then the whole backstory with her, how she got Dietfried found her, and then I looked at the actual light novel like explanation for it, and like she was just abandoned on an island that they got like lost onto, his crew, and then he found her and was taking him back. And do you remember in the anime where like she just killed all the other people? They didn't really say it in the anime, but then in the light novel, it's because they were all trying to rape her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess it's too heavy for the anime.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't mention.
Because it just said she's killing everybody. It didn't say why she was killing everybody.
Oh.
But like, it explains it a lot more, and you feel... Because it kind of made her just seem like a unhinged person in the anime, but she had a valid reason for doing it.
Yeah.
And that's when Dietfried like got her and took her to Gilbert and gave it to her. And gave her
wow,
gave her
you're
to
one
him.
of the problems. You're terrible.
She
give the item to him.
Well, that's when he started taking care of her, and of her, and she didn't know how to read or write, and he taught her all that, and he gave her a name too because she didn't have a name.
That's one of my favorite parts when he's trying to figure out what would be a perfect name for her. And then out of all these, the dreary environment, they're at war, everything's dark, everything's burned, everything's just black and white. He saw this flower, a violet flower, by the tree, I think, but it was just on the floor. And it was it's another one of those symbolic things where it's kind of like she's the hope in all this mess. It's like a single violet flower in a war. And I think that's it's beautiful. Very searching.
Let's see if there's any meaning behind violets. Oh, they symbolize innocence and modesty and true everlasting love. Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Can also symbolize faith, spirituality, mysticism, and remembrance. So it could go with Gilbert too, like remembering Gilbert.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna cry again.
Anyway.
You good, buddy?
That was a good episode. And that's when we finally get like some combat in the anime. And you could see that she was actually very skilled as a soldier.
That's all she knew was fighting. That's all she really knew to survive, to live life. She never knew anything else.
She was just living for orders at that point.
Yeah, she was living for orders. and she would do anything.
Mm-hmm.
She won't really care.
Yeah. And it was real sad how they got ambushed at the very end.
Yeah.
And that's when Hodgins too was supposed to. He was there at that final battle where they raided that place. But that was good. And then I think my favorite episode, though, the whole thing is episode 10.
Mm-hmm. What about that?
That's the letters one.
You ready for this?
I saw it coming the whole time. I knew it was gonna happen, and it still was like.
Okay, so this episode is about a mother that's sick, really, really ill, and she has a very young daughter. There's no father in the picture. Very young daughter, and the daughter is just wanting to spend time with the mom, but the mom has a mission. I think she knows that she's gonna die real soon, and so she needs to fix all these important things first before she could actually spend time with her daughter. And we got a little glimpse of it. We actually saw her talking to a couple of people. I think this is when she dies, and then who's gonna be a caretaker for the daughter, or I think the mansion, who's gonna live in the mansion and take care of the daughter. So there's that, but then Violet comes in, and Violet's job is to write 50 letters.
Yeah, we don't know what she's doing the whole time, though.
Yeah, we didn't know until the end.
That's why it was so painful.
We didn't know until the end, but Violet is writing letters for the daughter.
Yeah, she gets hired by the mom.
Yeah. And it's a 1 week job. So she stayed at the mansion for 1 week. And every day they're working on these letters back to back to back. And the daughter is just frustrated that nobody's spending time with her. And nobody would tell her anything. Like, why, but why won't you tell me who are you writing those letters for? And Violet just kept saying, it's for somebody, for somebody important. And it's really sad. You want to tell more about why it's sad?
Yes. The whole time she's trying to play with the mom. But the mom's like ignoring her. And like no one will explain anything to her. And you know what's gonna happen the whole time. You know what's gonna happen, and then the mom's just like, and the mom's getting weaker and weaker throughout the week. And like there's times where she just collapses while they're writing, and then the girl's just getting frustrated, the little daughter. And the whole time, the girl, I think it's just like a kid thing. She thinks Violet's an actual doll, like not a real person. And
I think that was cute. Like it's like, I think she asked Violet, where does your food or your drink go?
Yeah.
Go.
She's a restroom.
And I think she keeps saying like it goes back to the earth or something like that. That's funny.
But then, and then finally they finish the job, and the mom's like, now I can spend all my time with you. Like, I'm gonna play with you.
Yeah, that's when Violet leaves. At this point in time, it's already episode 10, so Violet had already experienced learned already different kinds of emotions, and so she already knows, she already understands what's going on emotion-wise. Used to, with the first few episodes, she would ask, what does this feel? Like, when my chest hurts, I feel like I always think of the person. I always want to be with the person. I'd do anything for the person, but I don't know what it feels, or I don't know the word for it. She would ask constantly, and she would learn throughout. But at this time, she didn't ask. She's not asking anymore, like, what is she feeling? Why is the kid feeling this way? She already understands at that point. And she knows exactly what the mom is feeling. That's why she's able to keep the secret from the daughter. It's because she knows that it's for the daughter. And so when the time comes, Violet leaves, and the mom and the daughter are able to be together and spend as much time together. And by the way, the daughter knows, the little kid knows that the mom's sick and she's gonna die soon. So she's not completely oblivious. And later on, when we see that the funeral of the mom,
Hold on. Can I say something real quick?
Okay.
And then also, when Violet was leaving, the little girl's like thanking Violet, and she tells Violet that she is real, like she's a real person.
It's funny. And she's just so shocked, like, like really?
But I think that's like saying to the audience too that like Violet has her feelings now, and she's a real person.
Yeah.
She's not like that
The doll.
emotionless doll.
Yeah. You
All right,
agree?
keep going. Keep talking.
Okay, so we saw the mom's funeral, and we saw the daughter alone in that big mansion. And then the next episode, or not the next episode, but the next part of the episode, we saw her reading her mom's letters. And I think the first one that we saw was when she was in school, or like, are you doing good in school, or something like that. Do you remember exactly how it went?
I don't want to look it up.
Oh my god! But we just see every year she would get the letter.
Mm-hmm. It was like a montage of and then
but the only ones that they showed is like, I guess, the big
events.
Events like when she got her boyfriend, or when she was first fell in love with a boy in high school, and then the mom was saying like, are you in love now? Do you have a boyfriend? Like, I'm sorry, mom can't be there. Or give you advice. Relationship. And then the next one would be when she got married. And then she
I'm like shit.
And then she builds her family. When she grew up, she looks just like her mom.
Yeah.
That's like another painful
And
thing.
she had her kid.
She had her kid. And so she builds her family in that mansion.
Yeah, it was just so beautiful seeing that montage and getting all the letters.
What are you looking at up there?
And then we get Violet's reaction, like it goes back to regular time, because that was just the whole montage before, and then
it's another one of my favorite parts.
And then Violet's talking. She's talking to everybody there at the office. And then she was explaining what she did. And she's like, I wrote 50 letters to get delivered. Every year. And then it's like, it's not showing Violet's face. And then like when we finally do get to see her face, she's just in tears too.
She was bawling out. It wasn't one drop of tear. She was crying with all her emotions out. And she was saying that that kid, it's beautiful, but at the same time it's so sad because Anne is the name of the kid. Anne. Because I remember the mother keeps saying like, Anne, like, don't stay out of this. Anne, be good, or Anne, be nice. Oh, in the letter too, and they were showing the letters, he keeps saying like, Anne, like how the mother used to call her. Mm-hmm. Oh. But anyways, like Anne is going to be by herself in that mansion, and she's gonna grow up by herself. The mother's gone.
And I think she understood that. And then that's when she knew. She knew Gilbert was gone too, because she's feeling the same way, that she's not gonna be able to grow up with Gilbert. All right, let's talk about something else. That was like the third hardest I've cried in anime. Second or third.
The 10th.
No, I mean like the hardest I cried. Number one was Kuro Sensei.
Oh yeah.
Oh, shit, let me cut that out. I don't know if
No.
that's spoilers for that.
Please.
For the anime.
What?
For Assassination Classroom.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Assassination Classroom was the hardest I've cried. I'll edit out that other part. Yeah, and then I think that was the whole train incident at the end. The last few episodes was really good. That's when Dietfried and Violet were working together.
Yeah, it's
and
like
they were saving each other, and
and this is when Dietfried is trying to understand Violet. Like, why are you like this? You killed my brother. Why are you still alive?
Yeah.
Like, why are you allowed to be alive and my brother's not here? This is like when Dietfried really understood Violet, and
but it was
good. It was good.
It was really good.
Is there another favorite episode?
I like that scene where it's when she was younger and she's with Gilbert and she notices this like gem and she thinks it's pretty, and then he's like, why do you think it's pretty? And then he's like, because it's the same color as your eyes. And then he said, you don't want to get this other one that's matches your dress or something?
Her eyes.
Her eyes. It's like, no, I want that one.
Yeah.
Because it's your eyes.
Or like he even suggested some other stuff, like, what do girls like dresses and makeup, whatever. But she saw this one thing that's, it's not even about her, it's about Gilbert. And so
it's fucking terrible. It's fucking anime. If you're weak, it's gonna make you cry like every episode.
Oh god. Oh yeah. Yeah, I love that part too.
And then
this episode's gonna take, this video is gonna take forever if I talk about everything that I love, because I'm just gonna talk about every episode. So I'm just gonna try my best to pick the big ones.
Yeah. Is there any other ones you like?
I think I already told you about this, but there's one part where this is right after when she learns about Gilbert dying, and I think she went to the war site where Gilbert died, and the building just basically like grumbles, of rocks, and it was just throughout the episodes we kind of get hints here and there that she has PTSD and depression. Maybe that's part of the reason why she's kind of emotionless. But this anime goes really deep to where it's not your superficial emotions. It really does show what PTSD would look like and depression. She was having, I think she was in the train, and she was by herself. I think she might be coming home from a mission or whatever. But she has this nightmare, I think. She gets this nightmare. And then I think it was about the war and about Gilbert. But she just wakes up and she was yelling, she was screaming. She's saying, do you remember this part? And I think Hodgkins said something to her like, oh, you're burning up, like you don't know that you're burning up.
Oh yeah,
is what. And then it kind of got, I don't know, I guess this is something that Violet has been, it has been in her head, and she couldn't let go of that line whatever Hodgkins told her, that she's burning up, you don't know this, but you're burning up. And I think at that moment when she had that dream from the war, from Gilbert, I can't remember exactly, and she wakes up and she was saying, I think she was saying Moite Kita, I think. But anyway, the translates to, yes, I am burning up. I admit I am burning. I'm on fire. And it's all these emotions that was building up that she never knew she had in her. And she just let it all out. She just cried. And when she got back home, she's in her room. She was trying to kill herself. She was just so depressed about learning Gilbert's death. She doesn't know what to do with herself. She broke, I think, this lamp.
She was destroying the stuff that was on her
Yeah,
desk.
she was destroying stuff, and then she broke this lamp, and she was trying to choke herself. And I think it's not your typical anime character that was sad or, you know, quote unquote depressed, and they're just crying and they're just whining and stuff. I think she really showed how bad it was, you know, like learning a person that you basically lived for died, and everybody kept it a secret from her.
Even it's like her only reason for living.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, that was Gilbert was her only reason for living. She was trying to choke her. She was trying to kill herself. She didn't want to do the job that she loved. She couldn't function. Basically, she couldn't function at all, and she tried to slice herself up.
She just tried to choke herself.
She tried to choke herself. I think she got one of those broken glass from the floor. I think she tried to slice herself.
I don't remember that.
If I'm not, somebody correct me, but I think that's what I remember.
Yeah, I just remember her trying to choke herself because and when I was watching, I was like, because her arms got blown off during that fight with when Gilbert got killed, and I just was thinking that it's like her pain is right there, and that's what's trying to kill her. And then I guess she remembered, like that's the cause of her pain from that incident, and this is it's reflected onto her.
Yeah, but I think that part is really heavy, and but also we see that it's you know, it's more on the kind of like on the realistic side, to where, you know, you still gotta do your job. And so even all that happening with her, she, I think, delivered mails. I think she helped the old man deliver those mails. Yeah. And we see her eyes are just red, swollen. She didn't know what to do. And then later on, you know, she finally came back. And she sees, there's another moment that I love where she's walking across the street and she sees like poster of the writer, his play produced and was successful. We saw the iris flower on the side of the street where, you know, she helped Iris, one of the episodes.
I remember
that. She saw Anne. I think she saw
the play was published on a poster.
Yeah. Wait, no.
In the door, in like a shop window or something.
Yeah, I saw that, but about Anne.
Oh, my bad.
The little kid, the mother. But anyway,
I think just remember her.
Each maybe. But anyway, it showed each lives that she changed for the better. It showed each one, and I think that's like the moment where, you know, like, I don't know, like,
because
everything got better. And
because she was also like, there was a bunch of stuff that was bothering her too, right? It was Gilbert, his death, and then also she understood too that, I think in the anime they said, because she killed so many people, she understood that that's all those people that families won't get letters, like their family won't get letters. So she was blaming herself too for that, and then she finally like accepted it, that she can't change what happened in the past and what she did, but like her actions that she does now, she can like be redeemed through that and just be a better person. And I think it's all that was just building on to her. But yeah, that was like one of the last episodes, right? Or 11, episode 11.
Can't remember exactly.
But it was such a good show. Is there anything else that you liked about it?
Yeah, like every episode, but I can't. You know, it's gonna take forever.
I got some stuff I wrote down here. The title screens, like it always showed it at the very end of the episode, and it was like they kind of, what word am I looking for? They integrated it into the show. Like sometimes it was people actually saying those lines at the end, and that was the title.
Oh,
Or then there were some where it was
yeah.
like just blank, and then that's the feeling of the whole episode. It was just like empty. And there's some where it's like one word, or
Yeah.
one was called Violet Evergarden because that's like her.
It's about her.
Yeah, but I really liked that. It was just different.
And I like how they put the title of the episodes at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's like you watch the story throughout the episode, and then when you see the title, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Why the title is
It
like
slaps you in the face with it. Also, I wrote this down for you. Here, this is some of the voice actors that you might recognize if y'all watched. I think a lot of them are from Gintama, actually. Well, I wrote this too. Violet's voice actor is Mikasa from Attack on Titan.
that. Oh, that's cool.
Yep. And then about her, I think she did a great job with the voice acting and the crying, and then also through the different stages of her emotional progress.
Yeah.
Like first off, she started just emotionless, and then as the episodes went on, you can feel
Yeah.
the development in the voice, and I really like that. Hajin's his voice actor is Takehiko Koyasu, and he's Takasugi from Gintama,
That's cool.
and he's also Dio from JoJo and Zeke from Attack on Titan, and
That's weird.
Roswell from ReZero.
If
The
y'all know
Mathers.
ReZero.
Yeah, ReZero. If y'all not watching it, I'll get on that. Gilbert, he's Namikawa Daisuke, and he's Hohenheim from Fullmetal Alchemist. He's also Nobunobu from Gintama. He's the shogun that replaced Shige,
Yeah.
and he's Oikawa from Haikyuu, and he's Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter.
There are a lot of popular ones.
They got some good voice actors for this. And Benedict, he's like the mail carrier.
Yeah, the postman.
He's Tsukishima from Haikyuu. He's Shigaraki, the bad guy from My Hero
Yeah.
Academia. Meruem from Hunter x Hunter.
Dang.
So like they got some big name voice actors, and they all did such a good job. Yeah, but that's like I got that for you. I knew a lot of Gintama people there.
That's cool.
But that was like it was such a good anime.
Yeah.
I mean, we might break this up into 2 episodes. It's kind of long.
Yeah.
But anything else you want to end with?
No, just watch it is all I'm gonna say.
Watch it for sure.
Just
Watch it.
It's so good.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite. top 6 maybe.
All right.
Maybe top 5.
I think it's like top 10 for me, for sure. Top 10. We need to make a list of all of our favorites.
Yeah.
All right, but thank y'all for watching. We do recommend y'all check out Violet Evergarden if y'all haven't. It's on Netflix, and if that's like the easiest way to watch it. And 13 episodes, you can watch it in like half a day, like Candace said. And it's definitely worth the watch.
Yeah, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. For everybody that's been watching us, thank you so much. Like, we really appreciate y'all. And please continue to support us. And we'll see y'all next time.